I'm Linda Kincaid. Welcome to CNN Newsroom. We begin with news just into CNN. A new bill on Russian sanctions could soon reach the desk of the US president. Both houses of Congress have just agreed to the deal. Now, President Trump is again slamming the Russian investigation in a series of tweets, asserting his power to grant pardons and asking why Hillary Clinton and former FBI Director James Comey are not being investigated. Mr. Trump is also blasting a Washington Post report on his Attorney General as an illegal leak. That story cites US intelligence showing that Jeff Sessions did discuss Trump campaign issues with Russia's ambassador to the US. One of the Washington Post reporters explains.
He told them what he thought they discussed, which was campaign issues. In other words, what the relationship would be like between a future Trump presidency and the Russian government, the kind of thing that Kislyak was under orders by his boss, Putin, to try to get information about. Kislyak was doing exactly his job, which is basically meeting with people in the Trump campaign, trying to get information about how that campaign would actually deliver on some of its rhetoric during that campaign if it was elected. And so that way Putin can make a decision about what he thinks of this relationship.
Well, let's get more on the Russia sanctions deal and the shake-up in President Trump's communications team. Our Kaitlin Jones joins us now live from the White House. And Kaitlin, there could be a vote on these new sanctions against Russia as soon as Tuesday. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that's exactly right. House and Senate negotiators came to an agreement this morning on a new sanctions package that would slap sanctions on Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Now, these sanctions on Russia would be in response to Russian interference in the election and their military aggression in Ukraine and Syria. And this is us seeing lawmakers wanting the president to take a hard stance against Russia. If he vetoes this legislation, he risks having that overturned by Congress, and it's scheduled to go to a vote in the House on Tuesday, and then it will go to the Senate after that, and it could hit the president's desk before August.
And Russia has, of course, responded. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov saying that he sees the agreement quite negatively. I'm sure we'll hear more from Russia when that vote takes place. But if we can pivot now to the shake-up in the White House, the communications team, what can you tell us about the new communications director and what reaction has there been at the White House?
Yeah, it was a tumultuous day here yesterday at the White House. We saw Anthony Scaramucci come in as the new communications director. He had his final interview with the president yesterday morning in the West Wing, and shortly afterwards they announced that he would be taking the position. And then, in a very surprising turn of events, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer abruptly quit in protest of the decision to make Scaramucci the communications director. There really was no role left here for Sean Spicer. Though he is the press secretary, the deputy press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, had been handling all of the briefings since late June. So we never saw Sean Spicer briefing. And then with the communications role taken by Anthony Scaramucci, there wasn't really anything left for Sean Spicer to do. So he said he was stepping down in order to give the White House communications team a fresh, clean slate. And we won't be seeing him at the White House here after August.
All right, Kaitlin Jones, good to have you with us from the White House. Thank you.
Thank you.